What's up, everybody? My name is Grace Battle, and I am here on day 3 of our 7-day restorative stretching series of videos that we have. My co-pilot once again is Christine. Yay, super happy to have you here. And today's main focus is balance, and each move that we are going to do is going to be about 30 seconds, give or take, on each side, depending on if it's a double side movement. So let's get started. I'm so excited. So the first movement, I'm going to have you stand on your mat. This movement, you're going to bring your chest up and your shoulders back, and you're going to alternate. So you're going to lift one knee and one arm, so it's like a hand-leg opposite, but standing. So you're going to drive one knee up and the opposite knee up. Good, just alternating. Again, your abdominals are tight. This is going to start our warm-up of this video, and it's going to activate the upper body, the lower body. You're going to activate your hip flexors and get that nice shoulder range that we need for the rest of this video. Beautiful job. Great. And we're gonna do one more on each side. Looking good. Last one. Wonderful job. Next movement, you're gonna interlace your fingers behind your head. Again, this is all about balance. We're gonna move into a lateral leg lift. So we're not alternating, we're gonna stick on one side, and then we'll switch after about 15 seconds. So your chest is up, yep, legs tight. You're really digging into that gluteus medius. Beautiful. Extending that leg out to the side as much as you possibly can. Good. You feel that?
I do.
Yeah. And the other leg is great because it's doing that static movement. It's really you're gonna feel it on the other leg, maybe even more once you get to that side, because it's doing all the work holding upper body. And we've got one more after this. Beautiful. Switch sides. Good job. Looking great. I'm gonna come over here. Good. Does that feel a little bit harder on that side?
It does.
Yeah. So every time you do a movement that's like a singular, a unilateral movement, the emphasis on that next leg, like I was saying, it's gonna feel a little bit more fatigued because you just used all that muscle to stabilize our body, which is the whole key of balance. We're gonna do 2 more. And last one. Beautiful. Next movement, I'm gonna have you scoot over just a little bit, and you're gonna face, that's perfect. And we're going into arm circles. So you're gonna bring your arms out to a T position. I'll have you actually scoot over just a little bit more. Perfect. And I might move out of the way a little bit, get a little bit closer. And you're going into arm circles. So your palms are facing down as you're driving your hands back and up. Very good. Again, we're warming up that upper body. Good. You're going to feel this in your chest, your delts, your shoulders, your traps. Beautiful job. Looking good. And last one right here. And from here, you're going to bring your palms facing up, and you're going to go backwards. So opposite. We always want to fulfill that opposite position. We fatigue one way. We're in a position one way. It's so important to do the opposite way to balance out our muscles, to prevent muscular imbalances, to prevent anything being too much of one thing. Too much of one thing is never good. And we're going to do one more right here and relax. Good job. I'm going to have you come down onto your knees. And from here, your knuckles are going to be on your temples. We're going into an elbow press hold. So you're going to bring your elbows together. You're going to press them together as hard as you can. If they don't come together all the way, that's fine. You're just going to have that push, right? It's not a gentle, you're pushing enough to where if I try to open up her arms, there would be some resistance to it, right? And you're just gonna hold it here. Don't worry, we got about 10 more seconds. I know you feel I can see the arm shaking. That's a good thing. That means that we're activating your upper body. Doing great. We got 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Drop down. Now you're gonna come onto your back into a fetal position. We're going into a full spinal twist. So you're gonna bring your knees up into a 90-degree angle. Good. And your hands are going to be together, just like Christine is displaying. You're going to open up that arm, extend it all the way across, taking a gaze to the other side of the room so you get that full spinal twist. Now we're just going to hold it here. I know in day 1, I believe, we did an active movement just like this, but you just did so much work and you fatigued your chest muscles so much, and this must feel really good after that, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. So we've got about 10 more seconds here, and then we're going to switch sides and do it all over. Beautiful. 3, 2, and 1. And I'm gonna have you switch positions, change sides. I'll switch it up. We gotta get, perfect angling and stuff for the camera. Everybody wants to see your face. You're doing great. And this time you're gonna same thing. Bring your knees up just a little bit more. Good. And you're just gonna open up your arm, taking a gaze towards the other direction. Beautiful. And if your shoulder doesn't come all the way down to the floor, that is completely fine. It's just a matter of tightness. I know that Christine works an office job, so these movements are super, super important for somebody that is driving and who sits at a desk all day, who's always protracted. We want to retract our shoulders, open up our chest, and this is the perfect move to do so without much demand. You're doing great. We've got about 5 more seconds here. And you're gonna slowly bring it back. Beautiful job. Coming onto your back. From here, you're gonna bend your knees. We're going into a wide bridge lift. So your feet are out wide, making sure your toes are pointed forward. Walk your feet a little bit closer to your glutes for extra support, and you're gonna lift your hips all the way up, and you're just holding. Now, if this feels like there's too much pressure on your back, you can go into an active movement. But right here, right now, she's getting a beautiful hip flexor extension. Her glutes are working. Everything is activated. We just did a nice horizontal movement with the upper body. Our lower body was also twisted. So now we're gonna realign it with that vertical movement, up and down, stretching everything out. We've got about 5 more seconds. How's everybody doing at home? Everyone here is great. You're doing great, Chrissy. And drop it on down. Now you're gonna bring your feet out a little bit wider. Toes are pointed forward. You look excellent. Bring your knees together, and you're just gonna let them hold right here. You're not gonna squeeze. They just let them fall together. You should feel a nice stretch in that outer leg area, your gluteus, outer gluteus medius. And you're gonna hold right there. From here, you're gonna interlace your fingers in front of you, and you're gonna pop your hands away from your body. And you're gonna extend your hands overhead and back. So this is an active movement. We're pulling our arms over our head. You should feel a nice stretch in your forearm here. This should get into your triceps as you're lifting it over. We're just, again, we did that upper body horizontal. Here we are again, trying to make that a vertical movement. You look great, and you are doing great. We've got about 3 more of these. Doing so good. So happy to be here. Beautiful job. And release. Okay. From here, I'm just gonna end our session with 1 more movement. I'm gonna have you come onto your hands and knees. We're gonna get set up for child's pose. Now, child's pose is a beautiful way to stretch out and relax and end any type of series of movements. Just like you see Christine doing, her hips or her knees are just slightly wider than her chest is to allow her upper body to kind of droop in the middle of her legs. Her lower back is getting a nice stretch. Her upper back is getting a nice stretch. I'm gonna have you reach to the right with both of your hands, kind of walk your fingers over. You're gonna feel a nice stretch right here in your shoulder blade and on your side, all the way up into your arm. Sometimes if I'm tight, I feel it all the way into my lower back. Beautiful job. We're gonna hold it here for 5 more seconds. And we're gonna slowly walk it back to center. Realigning. This is so good for your neck. It takes off all the impact of everything that we hold all day. And then you're gonna walk your hands to the left. And now you should feel a nice stretch in your right inner, part of your shoulder, all up and down the side of your back. We're gonna hold it here for 5 more seconds. Beautiful. And walk it back to center for about 10 more seconds. This is such a good time to reflect on all of the work that you've done the last couple of days. I know we're only on day 3, but you've been doing such a good job showing up. I appreciate everyone for being here. You can slowly come out of that. Walk your fingers back towards your body. Beautiful job, Chrissy. And we're gonna stand on up. And that concludes, nice work. That concludes our day 3. And I cannot wait to see you guys on the rest of the 4 days to complete our restorative stretching series. Namaste.